E aí pessoal, hoje vamos continuar com a próxima parte do jogo Dreamfall Chapters. Lembrando que no final da última parte, Zoe recupera a joia da alma e Liko e Kian ficam mais próximos. Então, vamos lá.
Where did you disappear to?
I have a thing about huge monster houses. I don't like them.
Oh, you're the worst sidekick.
That's what they keep telling me. I honestly don't know why. Let's go back and find the furry little halfling thing again. I bet you he didn't wait for us. I bet you he's long gone.
She's letting us go.
E as
What
crianças,
did you do?
as crianças que tinham sido
We're
comidas.
free. Time to go. Thank you, dreamer. Find Luke's. Save the dream.
Parece que a gente acabou salvando essas crianças aqui também, como consequência.
Is this the one?
That's her. That's Zoe.
You face Yaga and live? This is impossible. Who are you?
Vamos ver aqui.
She seems impressed with me. I should probably use that. Another bander? I thought Ben was the only one left. Might as well go with what everyone calls me here.
Vamos ver essa aqui.
Zoe Castillo, Dreamer.
Zoe Castillo. Dreamer. She know who she is. Impressive, that, for human. Well, Zoe Castillo, Dreamer, how you survive meeting Yaga without losing yourself? You strike bargain like witches of old? Sell yourself to Yaga for freedom and power? Do you serve Yaga now?
I don't serve anyone. And no bargain. I just... I'd like to learn more about the Yaga. Maybe this one knows something. I don't have time to talk about the Yaga. We need to head north.
Não vamos saber mais.
Who is the Yaga?
I only know what elders tell me when I was child, and I only ever encounter Yaga's servants. One of them lived in this forest before. She was Gribbler, twisted, ancient, evil thing. No one but Yaga know what Yaga truly is. Those who face her never come home, aside from you. My grandmother tell me Yaga was born before beginning of time. Lux and Yaga, light and dark, dream and nightmare. Balance is in everything human. When our world takes shape, so did Yaga. One became three sisters, innocence, age, decay, all aspects of life. More than the first dreamer, Yaga understand life. She understand mortality. Mortality in her blood. Maybe why she hate the living so much. Why she grew mean and hungry. She spread her will across world into witches and warlocks, sorcerers and necromancers, the weak and malleable. But as old magic fade, so do Yaga. Wizard Clax and Gribbler were two of her last servants, and April Ryan defeated them both. After that, they say, Yaga was diminished. Now Wicca Witch of North is joke to humans of Mercuria. They remember nothing of what she was. They never see their young eaten by night. But Yaga is not the night that threatens world now. Her darkness is different darkness, one that balances light, necessary darkness. She is nightmare that feeds imagination. The other darkness, well, other darkness is deeper, and final. A black fire that spreads and burns until nothing left, until time itself is ashes. Even Yaga feared this darkness.
I believe that's why she let me go. So that I can help.
You got the Soul Stone?
You carry Soul Stone? What Soul Stone?
You can trust Bendu Masiri, Zoe. She is an elder. She returned from exile to help me find those who survived.
I have Lux's soul stone. I need to take it north, to the Ular.
Ular? Why Ular?
You know them?
I heard of Ular in stories. Ancient people inhabit ruins of their own civilization, high in border mountains. You know where to go?
I've seen a map. They live on Cloud Peak in the mountains of Yedra.
Maps deceive. Go north and then west. A week's journey on foot before you start climb.
We don't have a week.
Rushing into anything is unwise. You carry Soulstone to Ular for what reason?
To return it to the first dreamer.
Lux is with Ular?
So my visions tell me.
Your visions?
I know this is hard to believe, but I promise
I believe. No need to promise. Story too unbelievable for Mole not to believe. Take Leapfur, human. Ride north, swift as wind. You will reach mountains by first light tomorrow. Leapfur can climb at least part of way. You'll be with Ular in less than 2 days.
She said someone would come, but that thing? Is it safe? I have no idea how to ride that.
Not to worry. Leapfur know well enough for both of you.
What will you do without a mount?
We use feet. Mole's not in rush. We walk slowly so that those of Banda who still live can hear us coming and meet us.
We're going east, Zoe. We'll follow the Banda who fled the Azadi. Maybe they still live. Maybe they...
We will find them, little one. Take Beast. Go north. Do what needs doing. I feel darkness coming. Black fire. Cold as ocean. Perhaps you can stop this, dreamer. Nothing lost. Nothing gained.
Goodbye, Zoe.
Thank you, Ben. And good luck. I hope you find your people again.
Bom, pelo menos o lugar pra onde ela tá indo é roxa, né? As montanhas roxas.
I know you're busy.
It's not often I get to see you. Why this place?
It's safe. And, symbolic, maybe? It was a safe house before it was raided by Azadi soldiers. Under Kian's command.
I see. So, what news do you have for me, Elena? Your message said...
Kian has left Vigian, together with Liko, the Dolmari warrior.
For Gien? The prison camp for magicals? Light. Why? What does he hope to accomplish there?
This is Kian we're talking about. He believes he can save everyone. He also believes Gien holds the key to the future of the Empire.
But breaking into a fortified prison camp? He won't stand a chance.
That's why I messaged you, Mother. This might be an opportunity.
You did the right thing, child. Come, let's talk. We do not have much time.
Oportunidade pra quê? Tô cheirando a traição aqui, hein?
I suggest we scale the fence over there and make our way into...
We should split up.
You've read too many copper coin serials, Liko. Splitting up makes us vulnerable.
Stay together, we could both end up dead. Part ways, and one of us might still make it out, even if the other doesn't.
Well, that's a possibility, but I still think...
Besides, one of us has to locate the administrator's quarters.
How do you know there'll be one of them?
This is an Azadi camp, Kian. There will be detailed records and documents. If you want to find a single prisoner amongst thousands, you'll need records. I'll climb the fence, enter the camp, create a distraction. I look like the prisoners. I can speak to them. If necessary, I can blend in. You find the administrator and the records. That tower looks like a good place to start.
Where do we meet?
If we make it that far, I'm sure we'll figure something out. Try not to die. You still owe me your life.
Oh, I intend to stay alive. I hope you're on good terms with your gods.
I'm on excellent terms with my gods.
If I'm going to find prisoner records anywhere in this camp, it'll most likely be inside that tower. That section of the prison walls appears to be part of the old castle fortifications, from when the Necromancer King ruled Gien. The wall connects with the tower. If I can get up there, I might find a way in. This wasn't the wind and weather. The Necromancer's head has been broken off by brute force, intentionally. The Necromancer's foul countenance. What a spectacularly unattractive man. And not so intimidating up close. This wasn't the wind and weather. The Necromancer's head has been broken off by brute force, intentionally.
Vamos ver se dá pra escutar aqui.
May her light shine upon us all and protect us from shadow.
É, parece que acabou o diálogo, né? É. Então acho que é pra cá, né? Vamos ver aqui por onde que a gente vai. Tá murado. Então deve ser subindo aqui. Tem uma passagem aqui.
This side of the wall is too steep and without footholds. I don't think I'll be able to scale it from here.
Então a gente tem que achar lugar pra escalar a parede aqui. Essa parede não tem como escalar.
The old castle walls were carved into the mountain itself. The old castle walls were carved into the mountain itself. The rocks here are too steep and slippery, and there are no footholds.
É, não dá.
The rocks here are too steep and slippery,
Vamos
and there are
procurar
no
por
footholds.
outro caminho aqui. Opa, tem um aqui. Cadê? Ah, aqui.
It's steep and slippery. I don't see how I can climb up from here.
Então não dá.
This must have stood here for 1,000 years. It's an impressive piece of work. Never mind the foul subject. This must have stood here for 1,000
Aqui
years.
também não é.
It's an impressive piece of work. Never mind the foul subject. The Necromancer's open hand appears high enough to grant access to the wall.
Parece que eu vou ter que pular da mão dele, né? Tem que chegar em
This
cima
side of the
dele.
wall is too steep, and without the Necromancer King of Gien. I remember reading about him when I was a boy. He was the very symbol of dark magic, a cautionary tale for impressionable children. To be honest, he doesn't appear all that fearsome for a so-called Necromancer King. The Necromancer King of Gien.
Vamos continuar procurando
steep
aqui.
and slippery.
A gente tem que achar ponto na parede que dê pra
It's steep
escalar.
and slippery. I don't see how I can climb up from here. It's steep and slippery. I don't see how I can climb. It's steep
Ué,
and
também
slippery.
não tem aqui.
I don't see how I can climb up
Tem
from
como ir
here.
pra lá. Mas vamos ver aqui.
It's steep and slip. There's nothing for me to grab hold of. There's
aqui
nothing for me
também
to
não
grab
dá.
hold of.
Vamos procurar.
There's nothing for me to grab hold of.
Deve ter algum lugar por aqui, né?
There's nothing for me to grab hold of. It's too smooth. There are no footholds. There's nothing for me to grab hold of. The
Será
rocks
que
here are
aqui?
too steep and slippery,
É,
and there are no
cadê isso?
footholds.
Deve estar por aqui, não é possível.
It's steep and... There's nothing for me to grab hold of. There's nothing for me to grab hold of.
Tem alguma
It's-
coisa aqui, ó.
It's steep and slippery. I don't see how I can climb up from here. There's nothing for me to grab hold of. There's nothing for me to grab hold of.
Ah, será que
There's
aqui?
nothing for me to grab hold of.
Pô, cara. Tô procurando. É algum
This
lugar
wall
aqui.
isn't quite as sheer, and it has outcrops and footholds.
Ah,
I might be
achei.
able to scale it.
Ah, então é aqui, então. Ah, beleza. É aqui? É.
This looks like a good place to start climbing.
Ah, então é aqui. Bom, então agora a gente tem que ir direcionando ele, né? Pra cá. Ih, não é pra cá, não.
I can't get any further this way.
Aí então vamos subir de novo. Opa!
Light!
Ali não é o lugar. Então é pra cá. Então vamos lá. Próximo.
Got it!
Ah, não dá. Então tem que ser pra cima.
Shadow!
Então vamos lá. Agora ah, já foi. Ah, tá. Chegamos aqui no topo. Aí agora o que eu faço aqui? Deve ter que subir aqui, né? Tem que subir nele.
This must have stood here for 1,000 years. It's an impressive piece of work. Never mind the foul subject.
Cadê? Ah, aqui, ó. Ah, agora a gente subiu.
This must have stood here for 1,000 years. It's an impressive
Ah, tá.
piece of
Agora é só
work.
pular pra lá, né?
Never mind the foul subject.
Acho que agora é só pular. Aí.
Goddess, the camp's larger than I thought. There must be thousands of magicals here. Are they planning to just murder them all?
Então agora vamos pular aqui.
Liko, Goddess, I hope he passes unseen. Liko, Goddess, I hope he passes unseen. Odd. There are more soldiers inside the camp than along the perimeter.
Será que eu desço aqui? Não tem como cair aqui.
The camp is massive. How many magicals have they imprisoned here? It must be well over 1,000. The
Então,
camp is massive. How many magicals have they imprisoned here? It must be well over 1,000. Beatings. To inspire fear and obedience in the other prisoners.
Ai, que horror. Vamos pra cá. Ah, tem guardinha ali.
Why build a factory in the middle of a prison camp? Are they using magicals for labor?
Com a
It's some
fumaça
sort
ali, eu
of
acho que
factory
não.
building with a tall chimney. And there's smoke. Why build a factory in the middle of a prison camp?
Então vamos continuar aqui.
Are they using magicals for labor?
Burn the bodies.
Sanitation. You don't want to catch whatever they died from.
Oh, makes sense.
Ah, eles estão queimando os corpos
exactly did that
dos
die
seres
from?
mágicos, então.
Some kind of flu. They all get it. Must be it must run in their blood.
Never heard of a flu that runs along bloodlines.
Don't ask questions. The administrator doesn't like questions.
The guards are watching the prison grounds. They don't expect anyone to be breaking into the camp. They're keeping an eye on the grounds below. The guards are watching the prison grounds. They don't expect anyone to be breaking into the camp.
Ih, tem guarda ali, nem vi.
They're keeping an eye on the grounds below. The guards are watching the prison grounds. They don't expect anyone to be breaking into the camp.
Será que ele volta? Eu acho que a gente pode entrar aqui. Vamos ver aqui. Acho que ele tá ali conversando com outro guarda. Deixa eu só ver se ele não vai voltar aqui. E acho que não. Ah, ele tá aqui no cantinho.
They're keeping an eye on the grounds below.
Será que ele vai me ver? Ah, tá. Cutscene.
See anything?
Nothing. I could have sworn.
Maybe it was just a bird.
You don't think I can tell the difference between a man and a bird?
It's dark.
It's dark. Just shut up and keep your eyes open.
I owned a far glass once. It helped me keep tabs on the street gangs in Sadir. But Vamon's boys stole it from me. Hundreds of dead magicals.
Parece que estão matando os mágicos aos poucos. Então, pra onde é que a gente vai agora? Tem uma passagem aqui.
They're burning corpses. Dead magicals. Hundreds of them. They're burning corpses. Dead magicals. Hundreds of them. They're dragging bodies into the factory to burn them. But why? What are they doing in this shadow-cursed place? Hundreds and hundreds of bodies. They can't all have perished from natural causes. They're dragging bodies into the factory to burn them.
Os diálogos são os mesmos.
What are they doing in this what in Shadow's name is going on here?
Só tô tendo certeza se não tem um diálogo escondido aqui ou alguma coisa assim.
Hundreds and hundreds of bodies. They can't all have perished from natural causes.
Fica repetindo. Então vamos ir pro outro lado ali. É só pular aqui? Ah, tá. Dá só pular. E parece que tem alguma coisa ali, uma porta, né? E vai ter uma escada aqui. Opa! Tem alguém vindo aqui, né? Ih, ferrou. Não me vê não.
Who goes there?
Droga. Bom, e agora? Como é que é? Vou esperar aqui ele sair primeiro, ver o que acontece. Ele sai. A gente fica parado ali. Saiu. Matar ele, fecha a porta e vai pro outro lado. Agora tem que esperar ele dar uma distância, né, pra poder abrir a porta aqui.
It's a doorway of some sort, but there's no handle. I should wait for the guard to return and observe his actions.
Então, mas onde é que eu vou ficar? Se eu ficar aqui, ele me vê? Vamos ver aqui então. Acho que eu tô distante o suficiente, né? Cadê? Como é que eu vejo ele? Se eu chegar perto...
I won't be able to see what the guard's up to from this angle. I won't be able to see what...
Mas qual o ângulo então? Será que eu tenho que ficar do outro lado, ver o que ele coloca e depois fazer ele desmaiar, será? Vamos esperar aqui no canto, de repente, aqui, escuro. Ver se tem como observar ali. Vamos esperar aqui pra ver se é por aqui que a gente vê. ver aqui. Ficar bem escondidinho aqui.
Who goes there?
Ué, o cara me viu. Se ele me viu, como é que eu vou... Como é que eu vou observar esse negócio aqui, cara? Se eu chegar perto, ele me vê. Se eu ficar por trás, ele me vê.
I won't be able to see what the guard's up to from this angle. I should wait for the guard to return and observe his actions. I should wait for the... I should... It's a doorway of some sort, but there's no handle or apparent means of opening it up.
Who goes there?
The guard's pressing something, but I'm too far away to see exactly what. I need to get a closer look. I should wait.
Vamos tentar vir pra cá então.
Who goes there?
Não dá, tá vendo? Bom, então vamos voltar então aqui, ver se a gente acha alguma coisa.
The guards are watching the prison grounds. They don't expect anyone to be breaking into the camp. Fog glass. With this, the guards can get a closer look at what's going on below.
Então eu tenho que pegar esse negócio aqui. Será que tem que pegar sem eles verem? Então tinha que pegar esse negócio aqui. Então vamos lá, então. Uma explosão lá.
It appears Lico's been stirring things up again.
Uma distração feita pelo
It appears Lico's been stirring things up again.
Agora dá pra
Lico.
Observar.
Shadow. Well, that's one way to create a distraction.
Então agora a gente deve conseguir ver o cara, né? Bom. Vamos lá. Cadê? Não foi? Caramba, e agora?
I won't be able to see what the guard's up to from this angle.
Não era isso que tinha que fazer? Agora foi. Uma combinação, né? Embaixo direita, em cima esquerda, embaixo esquerda, embaixo direita. Em cima direita. Então vamos lá então. Abriu. Bom, então é isso. Se você gostou do vídeo, dê aquele like. Não esqueça de se inscrever no canal e marcar o sininho para receber notificações sobre futuros vídeos. Então, um abraço e até mais.